All right. Shalom, Akim. Start to lesson. Do want to give our praise and our glory to Yahweh Bahashim and Shai Bahashim Kakadash. Double honor to our apostles and the great Noson that taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim to express the truth and all truth and sincerity around the full corner of the earth in the Jaleel to Ashi Shalom. Okay, I'm the Red Bureau Ariel from the great Noson Miami camp. Coming through the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashim and Shai and to make another lesson. Okay, and this time be going into how the Lord is speeding up the times. Okay, and ultimately he's speeding up the times for the elect. Okay, and as you can see, a lot of things are coming into play. Okay, as you can see by the Iran and Israel, that is a major thing that has happened. Okay, on the face of the earth. All right, and as you know, and as you see the uproars that's happening in America. Okay, the Lord is speeding up the time. Things are moving very quickly. The talk right now is about war. And it's always been about war, but now seeing what just happened, and mind you, this is something that this is a live update. This was updated 3 minutes ago. So this is not something that happened a month ago. This is live, man. Okay, I think this story came out 42 minutes ago. All right, going into Israel striking Iran. Okay, and if you understand how important that is, prophecy, that can or maybe, Lord willing, start World War III or the commencement of World War III, because you have to look at it from a standpoint of who, it's not a war where there's only two people anymore. Okay, these nations have allies, man, and these nations have allies to where if one ally is in war or gets pulled into the war or is attacked, you as their ally has to help defend that nation, man. Okay, that's why they have NATO, that's why they have the EU, that's why they have BRICS. Okay, so Israel is an ally of the United States of America, Babylon. Okay, and Iran are the allies of Russia, China, India, and all these other nations, North Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so when a strike like that happens, okay, the red flags are being popped up, man. They popping up. So it's only a matter of time before something that the United States does that either Russia retaliates and this, that, and the third. Okay, ultimately showing you how the Lord is, putting a heavy spirit on these leaders, to do their part, man, to move forward in prophecy. Okay, because now it's moving faster than ever. Things are moving by fast, and, as you can see, and even looking at prophecy wise, look at the time. People are saying that the days are, the days going, days are getting shorter. And I think in June of 2024, the shortest day ever was recorded. Okay, Lord tells us that He's going to speed up the time for the elect say, anyways, man. So this is not something that we did not know already. Okay, the scriptures told us that the Lord is going to, speed up the times. And the Lord should speed up the times, man. And, we are waiting for prophecy to, happen. We are waiting for judgment to, put out on this place. So, we're gonna say throughout about Shimon Shai for these current events always, man. Okay, it's a beautiful thing when we see stuff like this happen. Okay, because we know that the Lord is speeding up the times, and we know that the Lord is is also in control of these rulers, allowing them to, do these strikes. Okay, make these nukes. They say, ultimately up Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, and then sorry for going on for too long, but this is the article. It says live updates, explosions, buzzing drones as Israel and Iran exchange new wave of attacks. A retaliatory strike came on Saturday, a day after Israel killed top Iranian military leaders and scientists and destroyed an above ground nuclear plant near Natanz. Okay, showing you that right now these nations are at war or at the brink of a war. Okay, they are at a commencement of a war, man, and it's not going to be a freaking just a war between two people like Russia and Ukraine was, and even with that war was juice, man. The United States was helping Ukraine, fight off, the Russians. But even now, you have, Iran and Israel bumping heads. What should that show you? Okay, that the Lord is moving things, man. The Lord is moving things quickly. All right, we gotta lock in, get more focus, because things are getting shaky, man. All right, we're having more uproars, as you can see, uproars here. Shit, we having riots right now, dealing with that whole, deportation that Trump is doing. That can be a distraction too, man, to what is actually happening. Okay, you make everybody riot. Okay, but behind closed doors, this, the whole full blown out war that's happening. This devil Esau is, someone to do that, man. Okay, kind of not strange for something like that to happen, man. Okay, but I got a couple precepts lined up. Go willing, you are edified, man. Okay, this is Matthew 24, verse 22. And that's why we say to water by Shema Shai, man. We want the Lord to speed up the time, man. We want to get deliberate, and we don't want to be in Babylon anymore. And we want to see judgment rain down on Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man. Okay, we don't want to keep working day to day, paying bills day to day, back full of hoes. Can't really enjoy anything. Everything is defiled. Okay, but this is Matthew 24, verse 22. It says, "In the seventh of days shall be shortened; there shall be no flesh be saved, but the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." That's right, man. For the elect, those days are going to be shortened, man. Okay, so the shortening of these times are for the elect, so that the elect can be delivered, so that prophecy can come to pass, man. Understand that everything is for the elect. Okay, the Lord speaking up the times for the elect, and the judgment that's gonna happen to these things. Okay, this is Revelation 22 and verse 20. Plus, showing you how the Lord is gonna come back. The Lord said that He's gonna come back swiftly. And when you're doing something swiftly, you are doing it in the utmost pace, man. Okay, you're not taking your time. Okay, you are moving quickly. This is Revelation 22 and verse 20. It says, "He which testified these things said, Surely I come quickly." And this is red letters, so this is Yahushua speaking. It says, "Aman, even so I come, the Lord Yahushua." Right? So Lord already in his mind said that he's coming quickly. He's sitting on the right hand side of Yahweh. Okay, waiting, waiting to get the green light to come back, man. Okay, and seeing these wars and these little bombs and these little fights that's going on, these are gonna start ushering in, the return of Yahweh Shai. These are gonna start moving towards the return of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, that's what we waited for. Our big brother Yahweh Shai to come back, man. Okay, now but moving on, and I got one more precept, lined up. This is Matthew, jumping back to Matthew 24, verse 6. It's Matthew 24, verse 6, and it says, "And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquake in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows." Are we not seeing, okay, wars and rumors of wars right now, man? Okay, recently it was just Russia and Ukraine. Now it's going to be a talk of, Iran and Israel. Okay, nation is right against nation, kingdom against kingdom. America, America and Russia. Everybody knows that as much as they think that Putin and Trump are buddy buddies. They are not, man. Okay, so if they are so buddy buddy, why do why do America, why do Russians have this system called the dead hand play, man? And what is that? That is a system to where if their nuclear capabilities are totally wiped out, they have the nukes pointed at America, man. Okay, pointed at America because they ultimately know that they know who their enemy is. As much as as much as y'all don't want to accept the fact that, but you know, America knows that Russia is their enemy. It's not nothing too far fetched, man. Okay, but yeah, man. Hey, Lord ultimately spending times for the elect's sake and to judge this place. So brothers keep watch. If things are popping off like popcorn, be a prophet, be a seer. Okay, say these things before they happen, man. 'Cause that's what the Lord wants us to do. All right, so hey, I can love Willows edify with that. I do want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakadash. That want to start posture under the great millstone. With that, I want to say shalom.